One of the things I've learned in 35 years of doing digital marketing is that success, it's like a tortoise and hare thing. Success isn't like who's the most brilliant, but it's who puts in the time to actually learn the thing. And everything in the world of digital marketing, which maybe is similar for you in learning centers, is just the execution of a lot of little details. I was just talking with Colby Davis, who runs a residential painting company, soon to be the largest in the United States. And, he's expanding rapidly. And it's the same thing for him. Like, we talk about how it's lots and lots of little things that it's like a whack-a-mole game. And so I appreciate you. Like, when I see your name pop up in the Zoom, and like last week I wasn't in the office hours, but I saw you and Parker. Of course, I look at the transcripts because, the AI sends out a thing.
Right.
Meeting. It says like what they talked about and that. Like, I just smile when I see people who diligently put in the steps. I'm not saying you're slow, but the tortoise and the hare, like, you don't have to be a technology wizard to win in this marathon of digital marketing, which is really just reputation. So I thought I'd put that out there.
Well, thank you. I want you to know I used to be the tech guru for everyone I knew.
Yeah.
I was a genius because I could tell them to turn it off and turn it back on.
I feel like that too. Like,
and it solved 99% of the problems.
It is. Do you remember the days when you'd have like a power outage and the clocks would all flash 12 o'clock and the VCR have to?
Oh, yeah.
So people would assume like I was the magic god or whatever that would be able to fix those things.
So funny.
So it's so funny because just like you said, like, I was that guy who could fix those problems. And now, like, I'm the old man who doesn't get it because there are all these 20-year-olds that are teaching me how to do these various things. It's like weird, Hey, Cletus, how you doing?
Dennis, great to see you, my man.
Dude, it's been a while.
That's been.
You got some stuff to share or some stuff for us to look at?
I do.
Let's see it. You want to share your screen or do whatever you want to share? Say hi to David Stoll. Runs Stoll Learning Centers. He and his wife have, they're coaching a different kind of, like, you're coaching the pro athletes that are making the shift into the real life of business. And they're coaching the super talented young adults that appear to have a learning disability, but are really just amazing geniuses. Hey, Felicia, we wrote another article about you, a bunch of them. Hope you see it. Okay, what do we got here?
Okay, question for you, Dennis. So I started working through my 3x3 grid.
Okay.
And so I started with my awareness, my why videos, and I accidentally, the first like 3 or 4 ads, I ran them as like a reach versus a free play.
No, reach is the hot dog meat of Facebook. It's once all the real meat's taken over, it's ground into hot dogs. It's leftover traffic. Yeah.
Okay.
Go engagement, or for you want to do a native Facebook lead ad. So those are the two. And you could do video view throughs, the through plays, which is what you have there. But generally, engagement covers through plays as well. I mean, if it's a video, then by definition, Facebook's going to go for engagement, right? Or like people to watch the video, right? That's what the newsfeed is about.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. So I'll shut these down and then just keep the through plays, or should I?
Well, let's take a look at them. So you are getting through plays at a penny or 4 cents, which is good. You have 100 through plays on those. So you only spent $1 on each of those. Well, I guess if it's a penny a through play, then $1 is 100 of them. Okay.
Yeah, they're relatively new. So
that's a really good sign. But remember, if the essence of that video itself doesn't appeal very clearly to a particular niche solving a particular problem, and I'm not saying trying to sell, but it has to really appeal. It won't drive the kind of engagement that we want. I'm not saying it does or it doesn't. I'm just saying be careful of declaring victory on a video that maybe does drive engagement and people stick around, but it might not be the audience that you want that can afford to pay for coaching, this kind of thing, right?
Sure. Okay.
So let's see what these ones are, because we talk about metrics, analysis, action. So we see some metrics here. So these metrics look very good, still very early. $6, $7 CPM. Look at that. You see, it's $1 CPM, cost per 1,000 impressions on those reach campaigns.
Right.
But that's you understand, like, the you take like a rotisserie chicken and cut off the actual meat, and then once you have the carcass, that turns into hot dogs, right? So that's what that is. That's why it's so cheap at $1 per thousand impressions, because Facebook's peeled away the higher income people that are because people who buy things online and are high ticket buy everything high ticket, and you're
Right.
selling high ticket coaching, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's and so Facebook knows people who high ticket buy high ticket. That's just how it is, right?
Right.
Okay.
That's-
So, but I mean, the awareness stuff can sort of work as remarketing if you once you have the other campaigns working, you can allow some of those to run as $1 a day. But I would still run those as engagement, which is the default, which is really what the organic news feed's based on engagement anyway, right? So
Okay. So
let's look at those two that have the penny through plays, and let's actually play those videos, and then let's look at the engagement on them and see if if there's comments and whatnot, just to try to get a sense of who's engaging.
okay. How would I best do that?
So you can click on any one of those, and then edit click on it or hit edit, either one, and then on the right side you will be able to, on the creative, oh, it's on Instagram, won't deliver to one placement. Okay, that's fine. Add preview. Where's the review on the right side? The eyeball, top middle. Why is that not showing? Advanced preview. What did you change? What is that? Advanced, expand that.
My kids are sleeping. Are you a single dad who owns a business who's constantly giving to everyone else, but never yourself? I get it.
Okay, that's good.
Time to learn how to master your morning. Go ahead and download my cheat sheet. It'll change your life.
Okay, cool. I love the master your morning, and I love the hook.
Okay.
What you want to do, especially with video, because most people, 90% of the time it's sound off, except for TikTok, is have the big text across the top, slightly diagonally, saying single dads or whatever the thing is.
Oh, across the top here.
This is-
Yeah, always do that.
I see.
Everywhere, always, right?
It's
Yeah.
strong.
So, because it's your face, it's charismatic, and you're telling secrets, so you got their attention. But the whole master your morning. So, how does the master your morning thing tie into what you're doing?
Yeah. So Dennis, I've pivoted slightly because a lot of my clients were just very high. I was getting men. I'm getting all men
Okay.
that are athletes, entrepreneurs, et cetera. So I've taken the athlete out of it and just kind of focused on men. And so I'm doing an offer for single dads who are entrepreneurs.
Is this like a wake up warrior thing?
I mean, I guess it could be something similar.
Okay. But
Yeah.
it's okay. So single dads and having control of your life and happy, healthy, wealthy. You're like a motivational speaker kind of then.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, all the content's still the same that I've always been doing. I'm just
Okay.
focusing on people like me.
Okay. So you're like the Brendan Burchard of single dads.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay. So I would target Brendan Burchard.
Okay.
And
Which I did.
oh, okay. Look at you. You learn. You're good. All right. You didn't just be a part of digital marketing. You've taught for digital marketing. Okay. And so at the end of it, there's some kind of call to action. Download the thing, fill out the form. What is it? A lead ad? What was it?
Yeah. So that one, I just have a free cheat sheet, and it comes with a series of videos that walks them through it.
Okay.
But in 2 weeks, Dennis, I'm running a challenge, a 5-day challenge that's going
Okay.
deep diving into each section of the Master Your Morning.
For you, unlike most people, I would probably run most stuff as lead ads, because this stuff, I mean, you could run as engagement just to sort of like build a little bit more sort of like momentum. And then that helps you build your list. Yeah. If you run as a lead ad, what are you using for the back end?
Kartra.
Kartra? Okay. So you're viewing this as like ecom then. Okay. So for the challenge, you're running it on Kartra?
Yeah, the webinar jam, but it's all connected to Kartra.
Okay. I don't know with the webinar jam. Do they have the conversion API with Facebook? Do you know?
That I'm not sure.
You should ask them.
Okay.
And ask Kartra too. And almost all of them, like any major marketing platform by now, should have conversion API just automatically integrated. And the reason why that's important is that if you don't do that, then as you generate leads, so this is true for both David and Felicia too, and anyone else, Maria, who's not showing her face. When you drive leads on Facebook and you choose lead, native, on-page leads, as far as Facebook knows, if it's a lead, it's a lead. So Facebook will be thinking, oh, lead assist campaigns are running great. We're getting leads for, $1.50 or whatever it is. But the quality of the leads is really important. And so conversion API allows you to pass back any points along that journey, such as they bought your thing or they signed up for whatever thing, like they've done some other action. You know what I mean, Cletus? Not just like they
Right.
filled in the form. Because the biggest hang up with Facebook lead ads is you get cheap leads, but then the quality's low because so you have to pass back that signal. And that should be easy to configure inside whatever CRM you're using. And if
Okay.
that's the case, and so I've seen it all the time with coaches and people doing lead gen and public speakers like this, like all of us basically, where they generate a ton of low quality leads and they get these people on the phone and they're not qualified. And, then it's like all this stuff that happens, right? So the dirty little secret is you want to solve problems for rich people because they pay, right? They have no problem paying, right?
Fair enough.
So yeah, the conversion API where you're configuring those deeper funnel actions. I think you will basically be using Facebook to drive lead ads. So you can use all of these top, middle, and bottom funnel, still using the pixel and conversion API, passing it back. So Facebook, using the conversion API allows Facebook to optimize to your value as opposed to just whoever filled out the form.
Okay.
If you don't do it, it's just, and you choose lead ad. I think you had one there, right? Or something like that. The leads, then it'll be,
Mm-hmm.
if you had one of them there, right? Did you have a lead?
Yeah, one of them.
Oh, one there. Okay. Where is that?
This is the only one. The one I just showed you is the only one
Oh,
that
okay.
goes.
Yeah,
to
you need a lead. You need to do lead ads. Just mainly do lead ads.
Okay.
Because you want to build up as many people as you can because the whole point of a challenge is you get them all in at the same time, right? And then day one, day two, and that's kind of thing, right?
So with that being said, Dennis, so I just did.
Oh, there's a couple. I saw a couple lead ads. I knew I saw one there. Okay.
Yeah, this one I just see these two. Okay, these two are preparing because I'm running them for the challenge, which I don't understand why they're not showing up here. But nonetheless, Dennis,
Did you connect your Instagram into, because you can connect all the stuff in Business Center, and from your Instagram you can connect your Facebook, right? When you have an Instagram business account with your Facebook professional mode.
Okay, there we go. All right. So this is running to the challenge, and Dennis, when I went to my audience, I guess it's on the set. When I went to the audience,
yeah,
I had just a basic saved audience. But what I put in there was tracking back to people that had been watching the through plays.
Sure, you can do those. Yeah. So I see you have the interest targeting, Brendan Burchard and all them. Retargeting and all that's already built in, so you don't even need to do that anymore. That changed a couple of years ago. That audience looks really big, but it's probably because of Brendan Burchard. Oh, you put in parents, Gary Vaynerchuk. Okay, that's so big, that's now everybody. So what you'd want to do is have a video that would really speak to Brendan Burchard. You might not even need to say it, but you can do Brendan Burchard-like things. And then if you want to do something about parenting, something that's more parenting related, I mean, you don't have to go with too many versions of your thing, but you have too many things in there. So your audience of 8 million is too big.
Oh, okay. What should I get it down to?
Cut down to like 200,000.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, 100,000, like more than a few thousand, less than 1 million, unless you can spend money. But you don't have a big team and all that, so you can't afford to spend money like these guys can. Because like my buddy Michael Hunter has been the CMO for Brendan for many years and built all the email sequences and whatnot. And they have sequences that are like 100 messages long, and so they can afford to do stuff mid funnel because they have so much high ticket. And they squeeze so. I think I got Michael on my podcast. They squeeze so much LTV out of their list because they're constantly promoting products and events and live streams and like. As far as I can tell, you don't have all that, right? So you can't afford to do all that mid funnel stuff.
Yeah.
I
get that. Not yet.
You only eat what you kill, so you have to focus more bottom of funnel.
So, okay, is that location based or is that the demographic based?
I think when you make a couple changes to the creative, because the creative and whoever engages on it is actually what drives the targeting, right? So single dads, so that and then maybe some other word that pops up a few seconds later that's very clear about mastery more, because people can't. I mean, I just turned 50, so it's hard for my eyes to see this, but the words under your name, Cletus Coffee, those, like, I can't even read those words from here. All I see is you wearing that blue hoodie, right?
Okay.
And the word "and" in orange. So there has to be something, because the first thing people look at is the visual video thing in the middle. Then they look at who it is, and then it's okay, it's Cletus Coffee. And then they look at the text there below. That like there's the order of how people see these things. So
Right.
I think if you make a couple changes to creative, make sure you're bidding for lead ads and conversion API is on,
Okay.
then your targeting can probably just be Brennan Burchard or someone else who sells high ticket to single dads.
Okay.
Or like master your morning and have your list and diary journal your stuff or whatever it is, right?
Okay.
Yeah. But I think just a couple of those changes, that'll be enough. So typically boosting posts, which is what I teach as bread and butter, is mainly to determine what's resonating, which then allows you to refine which of these without having to spend as much money on all these creatives. You know what I mean?
Got it. Got it. Okay. All right. So like for this one in particular, then I would need to cancel this one in order to re-up the new creative then, correct?
Yeah, you could duplicate it. I don't know if you can change it here to the
Okay.
instant form, which is a lead ad. Yeah.
Website leads.
Whatever, you've only spent a couple dollars. I just do a new one.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah. It's easy. And then that's the beauty of dollar a day testing is that just run a few of those. You don't have to spend a ton of money. And within a few days, like you can post in the group and say, here's my results, or we'll get on a 5-minute Zoom or whatever. Just take a look at this stuff. And just the whole thing is like quick testing cycles, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing.
People get it wrong because they have something goofy with their setup. So no amount of testing and optimizing works when your setup is wrong.
Right.
It's so
Learning
fun.
on the fly.
Cletus, I've audited thousands of ad campaigns. I ran my first ad in 2007. That's 18 years ago. And I can tell you like 99% of the time, Cletus, the issue is not in the Facebook ad campaigns, even though they think it is, but it's not, right? Just think it's hilarious. Yeah. And then do you have some examples of these single dads and kind of their stories and that kind of thing? Because that would really help to bring more people in versus just you as the talking face. And with new programs, it's of course harder to do that, but you have a lot of clients that will say things about this, right?
I do have a handful that could benefit. Yeah.
Okay. And have you interviewed them on Zoom on your podcast so you can get consent to elevate their story and then use that as part of the, another campaign set?
I have not, but that's a great idea.
Yeah, that's easy to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Beautiful. Thank you very much. That's helpful.
Yeah, there it is. And then just let us know. You don't even have to wait a week. For some reason, people think that you can only optimize once a week. But, you can pop into the group or you can text me or whatever. We'll just take a quick look at what, meetings don't need to last an hour. They can be 3 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll do that. I'll make the
Cool.
changes.
Yeah.
I'll let you know.
Awesome, Cletus.
Cool.
Hey, Felicia. It's been a while. How you doing?
Yes, it has been a while, and I've missed you guys, so I thought I would just pop in, but I didn't really have anything in particular I wanted to talk about.
Well, I want to see more Felicia Gopal. I imagine there's so many other high-powered Black entrepreneurs that they trust you, not just because of like financial advice, but they just trust you in general. Can we see that? And can we then turn them into ads? Just like Cletus has done his thing where, he was a professional athlete. And because of that, he went through this whole journey. And now other men that are making these transitions and want to become, wake up warrior, Brennan Burchard or whatever, they're learning how to get their stuff together, right? And just like Felicia, you're helping these Black women get their stuff together, right? But
Yes.
on the financial side. So what do we need to do to collect these stories? Can we just do the go Paul or go home? Or I don't know, some sort of, I'm sure ChatGPT can come up with a more interesting name for your podcast. You understand like the podcast, I recommend everyone do a podcast. Really it's just a way to collect the stuff that you can turn into ads and drive more sales of your stuff, right? Because when you feature these other Black women, then Facebook, I know it sounds racist, but it's going to target these other successful Black women, right?
Yeah,
The ones that have money, right? Because Facebook knows who has money and who doesn't.
right. So I've been collecting podcasts, and I'm about 20 behind. And so I'm working with my podcast editor to get them out. So right now I'm getting ready to post articles based on the podcast while he's doing the editing and creating creatives for all of those things that are coming. So that's what I've been working on recently.
Does he understand how we repurpose content into ads and articles and the content factory that we teach?
No, he does not.
Does he work for you full time?
No, he does not.
Do you think it's worth giving him access to our content factory training so he can learn this? Or maybe you hire a VA that becomes your full-time 100% person for $500 a month?
Yeah, I would love to do that.
Okay. Well, then we can make a video right here. I'm Felicia Gopal, and I'm looking for an amazing video editor or content person who can work with all of these podcasts. I have 20 plus of them, and we're going to turn them into articles and ads that we can use to help me grow my financial service advising business. And if you want to apply, don't just show me you're a good video editor. Show me you understand who I resonate with so you can repurpose my content so we can drive more leads for successful high net worth Black female entrepreneurs that want to be more like the existing client base that I've already served. If you want to do this and work with me, then please apply on the link below. So there, I just made the video for you. So our team can come in and cut that out, turn it into an ad. I'm not a Black woman, so it's not going to be as well, but there's a lot of VAs that know who I am. So at least we can use it sort of like to drive VAs, but not to drive your business, if you know what I mean, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you do that, but then you should make one too, saying, "Hey, I'm Felicia Gopal, and here's why you're an A player. Here's why you want to work with me, right? I'm not a nightmare client. And if you live in the Philippines or Pakistan or whatever, you don't have to work American hours. I just expect you to be reliable and you get the stuff done. And we have a whole training. In fact, if you can show me that you're qualified through the Content Factory training in the Facebook group, Digital Marketing with Dennis Yu, the Content Factory training is there. If you can show me that you've passed that training and qualified, then I'd love to talk with you and hire you full time. You can work from home, all that. You just have to be on top of things. We use Basecamp and Descript and ChatGPT and all these other pieces. And who knows, you might be my next superstar VA. And this will end all the searching you ever need to do for freelancing and trying to find the next client, because I'm going to be your ideal client if you're an A player.
Yeah.
I just made your ad for you.
Yes, you did. Yes, you
And our
did.
team, the Zoom sends out the thing at the end when the meeting's over, right? With the
Right.
thing and all that. So our team will pick it up. And then I forgot, we have so many VAs now, I don't remember the names of them, but one of them has made 6 or 7 little snippets of your stuff. And we're not aware, as far as I know, of the other stuff you have. So you should post that in Basecamp. Get all your stuff in the one folder. I mean, David and Cletus know this too. Whenever you have stuff from podcasts or your podcast, other people's podcast videos, interviews, speaking, get it all in the one bucket, right? When it's all in one bucket, then we can do all kinds of, the AI tools really aren't there to do some of the stuff I wanted to do, but if you can just get it in the one bucket, so much. And then your video editor guy can work with alongside whoever the new VA is that we hire, who works only for you, not for us. They're not being paid by us. We're not a VA agency. They work for you, right? And then you have a friendly little rivalry between your guy and this other guy. I mean, your guy's an American?
He's in the Caribbean.
Caribbean, okay. But it'd be fun kind of to see, divvy it up and have a bake-off.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because I mean, I have been doing some stuff. I have gotten some new media. I ended up doing Facebook, LinkedIn and Facebook post, and got between the two probably 100 people to like and comment about something that I recently got appointed to finance commissioner for my city. So
Wow.
That's a pretty cool thing.
Wow. Okay.
And today or yesterday, I released something where the commissioner or the council person who appointed me just did a little feature on me for Black History Month. So
Wow.
I just put that up on Facebook yesterday.
Nice.
Yeah.
I want to feature that.
Yeah.
And the fact you get, 100 people liking, sharing, commenting, that's awesome. But you saw what Cletus was doing, where he's making these things, but then he's turning them into lead ads. So I imagine you have some kind of thing like a free 15-minute consultation to see if we're a fit kind of thing, right? Discovery call, strategy call, whatever you call it, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure David Stoll has something like that too, where these kids come into the centers or you meet on Zoom for a few minutes, right?
Yep.
Cletus has something like that. So I think all of us that are service providers, the critical part on marketing is that lead ad. And
Right.
the initial lead ad can just be a direct to camera, like the raw video like Cletus made, where he's just speaking, shh, hey, I got a secret, guys, this, and that's great. But that's like the first draft, just to get it working, just to get the leads working. And as we tune it, but as we start to really tune it, we'll be able to add B-roll and make it nice and different and like shoot or cut to different snippets of our other clients and whatever, and just start to make a better and better and better piece. But it's through testing that we can then recombine other pieces. So I can imagine like, hey, I'm Felicia Gopal, and check out what happened with so and so, right? And then as you're telling her story, you show another women like this. And what I've noticed about these successful Black women is they're really good in their careers, but they're being held back because of this one thing. And what they've said is, and then you show what they all of them have to say because you had your Gopal podcast or whatever, right?
Yep.
And then it's like, hey, you know what? Let's see whether I can help you. Happy to hop on a free, no obligation call to
Yep.
see whether you have the kinds of ingredients and if there's something I might be able to do for you. And if I can't, I'll tell you I can't help you. But either way, you'll
Right.
come away with some value.
Yeah.
Right. And then they've already seen the social proof of all these other people. You're what did you say the award was for your city that you won? Finance commissioner?
I am a finance commissioner
Finance
for my
commissioner.
city.
Is that like the controller, sort of? It's a step.
So it's part of the committee that recommends the budget for everything in the city of Irvine.
Wow, Irvine's big.
Yeah, it is.
How did you get that job?
My client became city council member and she appointed me.
Wow. But then do you have time for coaching and all this other stuff?
Well, so that's 2 days a month. I mean, in terms of
Okay.
when I have to actually be somewhere. But yeah, there's all the prep work in preparation for the various different meetings because we're about to go into budget meetings. So I'm doing a lot of stuff on my own to be able to say something articulate at the budget meetings.
Are you worried about Elon Musk Doge cutting your budgets?
No, not Irvine's. If I was in a different city, yeah, I would probably be. But yeah, I don't think we're very connected to that. I was wondering if we were going to. So when they first asked me about could we feature you for Black History Month, I said, is Irvine still doing Black History Month? Then Irvine is still doing Black History Month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, share that stuff inside Basecamp and have I imagine your video editor guy, I don't want to make too many assumptions, but he's keeping everything in a shared folder that you have access to.
Yeah. Yeah, he's putting it in my. When he sends it to me, I put it in. Yeah, it goes into my folder.
Okay. Because, God forbid he gets hit by a truck or you guys aren't working together or he's on vacation, you still have access to everything.
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. Well, let's get going. And did you see the Basecamp threads where our folks were working on featured articles for you? I don't think I saw one on Black History Month. That's recent, isn't it?
No, I have not been in base camp
Okay.
recently, so I need to do that.
You haven't seen the stuff that we made for you.
I have not seen the stuff that you've been making for me. So yeah, that's a
shame.
problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
Our guys are working so hard. We're all about the long-term relationships. I've known Dave Completus for a long time. I want to see things, we're a little slow, but we always see things through. It's the tortoise and hare thing.
All right.
Yeah. We always get there. It just takes a while.
Yeah. Well, I will plug back in probably tomorrow or over the weekend.
Okay. Awesome. And you're in
Well,
Irvine, not anywhere near any of the fires or any of that. All right.
No, not anywhere close to the fires. David, I have been trying to reach you for a while to do that video that you wanted to do with me, and I haven't been able to connect. So if I reach out through your office, can I connect with you there?
Can I just give you my email?
Sure.
DSL100@gmail.
All right. DSL100@gmail.
Correct.
All right, great.
That would be great. And I've got to go down there and do another video thing. So we will try to get that done in the next couple of weeks.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Also, I have a little special thing for you three. We've been working I'm all about teaching how we do stuff. We also have special advantages, which is why we love teaching what we do, because even if you have exactly our process and you don't have the assets we have, like where we can publish, doesn't matter. We can create contributor profiles that also link back to other things like articles and videos and whatnot that you have. And I showed a little bit of this earlier, but this helps in terms of improving your presence and personal brand and this kind of thing. And we're doing this at our cost, but we want to create one of these for you. And each of us have enough co-created content together that, and I know the founder of this is, by the way, this is probably the top B2B expert site, Market Scale. They're a big news platform. Look at how much power they have. 74, right? This is like a major media site for people who have expertise. So B2B. And then when we tie in all the things that you've said and done and videos and all that kind of stuff, it's a nice thing, especially when we repurpose these things into articles that all link together. And I can do the same thing on Influencive and Blitz Metrics and that sort of thing. So
Thank you, Dennis. That's amazing.
yeah, if you want that, just message inside Basecamp or message me or message inside our Facebook group. Like this is our main one with 40,000 people, right? Just like comment inside here and we'll take care of you, right? And we're also hiring VA. So look at this. This is for you, Felicia. You can come in here and post saying, hey, I want to hire somebody. I want in this group. And if you're competent, so here's an example, right? We're highlighting Colby Davis of Davis
Right.
Painting, about to be the largest residential painting contractor in America because he's expanding and buying other companies and doing all kinds of stuff. So we want to feature that. And of course, this comes from a domain rating 63 site. So that's passing SEO juice, right, to him. So this is good. And then of course, he reshares that to Facebook. Oh, he did. He shared not in the group. Colby Davis. See, look. So he shares this, right? He's saying there's private equity, and he's buying out all these other companies, which is great, right? Then all the other top people in the industry you can see are engaging on that. If you're in the world of home services, then you know who these guys are, right? So this is what I love to see, because now we're leveraging our network and leveraging the sites we control to pass you SEO juice in a legit way, right? So it starts with things like the market scale profile and profiles on all these other places, which of course helps with the knowledge panel, helps with reputation, PR, that kind of stuff. So just, yeah, reach out in any of the Basecamp threads or reach out in the group and we'll get you set up.
And what am I asking for?
Say, hey, I want to be featured on Market Scale. I want my author profile.
Market scale.
Yeah. Because increasingly the whole world of SEO and social media and whatever is more dependent upon having real relationships and real links, because there's so much just AI generated nonsense that the algorithms are looking for more evidence of real. Like they're starting to like clamp down and be more discerning. You know what I mean? The good news is we have all that. We have all these relationships, but a lot of it's just not being seen. So why not leverage the advantage you have, right?
Absolutely.
Because how many, like Felicia, how much AI generated content is there about personal finance and insurance and money and investing, and just, you're never going to beat those people because there's just too much content, just too much being produced, right?
Right.
The only way you beat them is I'm the commissioner, finance commissioner Irvine, and featured Black History Month, and I know so-and-so, and Dave and I hung out, and like, you know, there's like that. Those are things no one else can beat.
Right.
Technology is just an amplifier of that. So Cletus has got all of these men that he's coached. Where is that? All right. I see videos of Cletus where I want to see, but there's more power, more authenticity, more trust in your clients than whatever you have to say about yourself. Oh, Stoll Learning Center is amazing, says Jill, who's David's husband or wife, you know, Dave. Like, okay, well, of course you say that about your wife, right? But your customers do the work for you, right?
So let me ask you a question. So I was working on my Google page, business profile page, and can I upload videos of people talking about one of my courses?
You
I
absolutely
couldn't figure
should.
out how to upload the videos. I got people to write things, but I couldn't figure out how to upload the videos where they were talking about a particular course.
You can upload, I don't even know what the limit is, 100 plus images and videos.
Okay.
We have a guide on it, and then we could have one of our folks just sit down with you for 5 or 10 minutes and go and fill it out. Because you have to fill out your question and answer. You have to make sure your opening hours are correct. You want to make sure you're not showing an actual location unless people can visit it, meeting the Google storefront requirements. So there's lots of things like that we have a whole guide with a checklist on what to do.
So, I mean, I finally got it up. So I was having problems getting it up. So it's finally up.
Yeah.
And so I started to get people to leave written testimonials. But I was thinking what you were talking about is to have them do video testimonials where I'm standing next to them when they're saying whatever they have to say.
It's even better. So
Is better. But I couldn't figure out how to put that on. I mean, can I put that on
you can,
my Google?
you can as well. You can do both. So here's an example. I like to go to the trampoline park and play basketball, right?
Okay.
And the number one reviewer is actually me.
Okay.
There's me, right? And here I left a review, but I also included some photos and videos. You can see these are videos, right?
Right.
But they don't have to be as part of a review. I can look at, what's the name of your, is this it? No, that's not it.
No, it's Financial Control Mastery.
Mission Viejo,
No,
Irvine.
I'm in Irvine.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay. So me, not as the owner of this Google business profile, but me, I can come in on my phone and click on add photos and videos. But I can also leave a review and then from the review add in photos and videos. But those are two ways.
Okay, so they have to start it. Is that what I'm hearing? They have to.
Well, it's more powerful if they put it in there.
Okay.
But there's ones that you can do. So if I go to, I gotta figure out from the right one. Oh, okay. So now we're inside the Google business profile of our buddy Ken.
Okay.
Eco Care Pest Control.
Okay.
So here, when you can add in all the information, yeah, this is what I was trying to get. This is the screen I was trying to get to. Because they moved it under Google Maps. Drives me nuts. It used to be a separate thing. You see here where it says photos?
Right.
So I can just add tons and tons and tons of stuff in here.
Oh, okay.
There's almost no limit.
Okay.
And
So it's photos and videos?
yeah, there is a limit on videos. I forgot what it is, but just go to the limit because most people don't have any, especially financial advisors. For some reason, they just don't make videos, even though advising is video basically because you're talking to somebody. Okay, so then the Q&A, you can go ahead and ask your own questions and answer them.
Okay.
Ask a question. So you can even ask ChatGPT to help you, right?
Okay.
Ask the question. A lot of people think, oh, well, no one's asking any questions. I can't answer them. No, you ask the question and you answer the question. There's nothing wrong with it, right? And then I made a post a couple of days ago on how you should get friends to leave reviews for you, not just customers for testimonials. Sinead's asking. So funny. Why can't I reply already in it? Okay. So I made a post yesterday. Your timing's perfect on this one. Where is it? 16 hours ago. It was more than like 24 hours ago, maybe. Here it is. No, not this one. Is it this one? No. 18 hours ago. Well, there's a lot of posts going on here. I don't know where it went. Where is it? Did I skip past it? So basically, if you leave a character review for people, it's okay. Yeah, here it is. Right? I love seeing my friends thrive. So I left a 5-star review for my buddy who's got a pest control agency. Now, obviously, I'm not a pest control client, but this guy has a whole bunch of, he does pest control for a bunch of, does the SEO for a bunch of pest control companies.
Got it.
And I said, here's why I do it. And I'm doing it in such a way that will not get us penalized because a lot of people are buying fake reviews or saying, oh, I really like David Stoll. He's a great guy. That could get you suspended, right?
Okay.
But the way I did it was this. Here's my actual review. So I said, hey, this is how I actually know him. We've actually done stuff together. Here's pictures of me and him in Egypt at the top of the Grand Pyramid thing 2 weeks ago. Right?
Got it.
All these different, like I'm showing real expertise. This is not some like a bunch of bots that are just making fake reviews and saying, oh, Felicia Gopal is the best.
Okay.
And then I'm a level 9 Google guide, which is powerful. I think I've got like 20 million views on my stuff, right?
Okay.
So that carries some SEO power. It's actually not that hard to get to 50,000 points, which is level 10 is 100,000. That just feels like it's so far away. But you see that? Isn't that neat?
Right. Yeah.
20 million
That's pretty
views.
cool.
Yeah. It's the most random things get lots of views. And because it's all in Google Maps, right? Because think of the things that you might want to rank on. Think of other people, Felicia, in Irvine that are part of the city council, that are just prominent people that are applying to the finance commission for whatever, or issues you're talking about with budget, or you're constructing this new park, or like whatever it is, right? Those are all kinds of great examples where you can ethically leverage your position as financial controller to highlight what they're talking without an endorsement, just saying, hey, this is something we're working on. Hey, here's so-and-so who's doing this, right? We love highlighting what's going on in the community. Oh, and as part of Black History Month, here's this other person and what they're doing. Right. Player, but it's also helping your business too at the same time. And then everybody can leave reviews for each other in a legit in the way I talked about. Don't like misinterpret. People are going to misinterpret what I had to say about this, but I was clear about how to do it the right way to not get offended. Right. See, imagine that. Like, would you guys agree David, Cletus, Felicia, that generally when other people talk about you, it's more powerful than you talking about yourself.
Yes.
Then why don't people have more co-created content versus just them talking about stuff? Awesome. Anything else, guys? Oh, you guys remember Dan Hewlin? Like a couple of you guys are in, like David, Felicia, you're in Perry's thing. Look.
Yeah, Alex, how are you? Great to see you.
Hey,
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, cool.
Yeah. See, we're just hanging out. We're about to, we saw Carrot Top yesterday.
Oh
And
my God, what a show.
The day before that, we saw Matt Franco.
Matt Franco, and then the day before that we did Flow.
Yeah, we did the Vegas flyover thing, and we've done all. We did the Brazilian barbecue. You guys got to come to Vegas so we can do the Brazilian barbecue thing. I am telling you, we have
barbecue
meetings.
The feast-o-matic over at the
Caesar's Palace, the buffet there. That's the world's best buffet. I gained 10 pounds in the last 2 weeks because of these buffets.
I've gained 50. I've gained 50, but it's the best quality fat I've ever put on. I'm going to burn it off quickly, you know.
That's right.
get back on that trampoline, Dennis.
Heck yeah. I mean, I did an East Bay, which is an under the leg dunk yesterday that even these 6'2" black guys are surprised because they can't even do it, you know?
No, they can.
Yeah. Anyway.
Hey, Dennis, how do I get looped back into Basecamp? For whatever reason, I don't have.
Oh, send a note to Stephanie at blitzmetrics.com and just say, hey, let me back in. You know, I want to get access to the recordings. And Cletus, do you have some young adult that can be your digital marketing person?
I don't at the moment, no.
Do you not have some young athlete or some kid who's not going to go to college or wants to get, you know, who's bright but doesn't know what they want to do with their future kind of thing?
I'm sure I can find one.
Find one and then let's send them through our training.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's my whole
Just
mission.
through the content factor?
Yeah. Yeah, we've steadily been improving our courses and techniques on and improving the AI tools that we use and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no cost to them.
Okay. Hey, quick. You mentioned something to Felicia about taking a podcast, repurposing it, and you had a training inside Content Factory.
Yeah, we do on how to do a podcast, how to repurpose the content on podcasts. It's anything you want, just ask.
Okay.
And I mean, it's unlikely you would have a question that, you know, hasn't been asked like a bunch of times already, right?
Okay.
Yeah. And then if for some reason we don't have an answer, I'll answer it.
What's the name of, do you know the one offhand? What the name of that course is?
There's a couple of them that are called like repurposing podcasts or like podcasts for, like we did it in this format, the office hours things, where I'll try to go deeper into a particular topic because I know we're going to turn that into like a 15-minute thing. But I've gone through several of these where I'll just show you. Let's just see here.
Because I've got my podcast and I want to get it.
So the larger piece is this master content factory guide. Okay. So the idea of the content factory is, this is like a 300 something page document, is the 4-stage process, right? And when you produce raw content like Zoom, podcast, whatever, that can be processed, posted, turned into lots of other things, including ads. Okay. So there's a lot of stuff on what you do with the podcasts and how you process them. Okay. We say podcast a lot here. So if I look at, let's eat our own dog food, shall we? Oh, creating a podcast, interviewing executives, just a podcast. There's ones where I show how to interview people in a podcast in such a way that you can repurpose it. And I'll just tell you what my favorite thing is. So when you have a podcast, Cletus, and you're interviewing somebody, you have a great conversation. Before, you already sort of had an idea of what you're going to talk about, but what % of the time do you go off tangent and talk about other stuff? A lot, right? Probably like half of it's like stuff you didn't exactly plan, right? So at the end of that podcast, when most people say like, hey guys, you know, how can people find you? Oh, well, you can find me, you know, thank you so much for being on our podcast. Remember guys, like, share, and subscribe. That's what they do. And then they end it right there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mistake. That is when you say, okay, now we're going to record the intro. You always record the intro at the end, which sounds counterintuitive. But because you've already had this whole discussion, you already know what you talked about, the energy level is really high, then you go back and forth and you say, hey, Cletus Coffee here. I just interviewed so-and-so about such and such, and you need to tune in because if you're a single dad and you're dealing with this and this, then you're going to want to hear so-and-so's 5-step thing on how to whatever, right? Tune in now. And then the guest goes in and says, hey guys, Cletus and I, we just talked about this whole thing, blah, 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 right? And so that actually is the highest energy component, most real, authentic, back and forth energy, bouncing back and forth kind of stuff. And That can be repurposed into lots of different things. Because normally most people on a podcast, they just like ramble for an hour.
Mm-hmm.
The energy level is never high enough to draw people in. So that's why people never see the podcast. Let me show you what it should look like. So I'll go to YouTube Studio to see I'll just look at the videos. So look at how many of these, today's February 27th. Look at how many of these clips there are that are being cut and being processed into lots of different things here. We're still on February 25th. This factory's cranking. There's stuff at Red Rock. We were at the pyramids. We were at the Louvre and all these other places around the world. And there was one I did with Lynn Askin. Yeah, okay, check this out. So this video. I interviewed him, how he started his agency, grew it to make lots of money. Then he had a heart attack that nearly killed him, and that caused his life to change. And now he spends time with his family, and he's never missed a single soccer game with his children ever across all these years, which is, I'm like, not one? No, not one. Oh, okay, dang. So this is the raw video, which is unpublished. And so I asked him all these questions, and he said, along the way, he says, man, it's such an honor spending time with you. You're amazing. I can't believe, blah, blah, blah. Of course, I'm interviewing him, but it's like a love fest going back and forth, right? And then at the end, I'll say like, hey guys, Lynn Askin and I were, this and that. And so just listen like how it
It'll work
sounds.
for you. Not every relationship that you get into or friendship, maybe they don't, I don't need those people that don't need me. There's enough people in my circle, in my life, or the kind of people that I want to be around that some people resonate with me, and I don't understand it, but I want to embrace that.
I love it. That's amazing. Such an honor, Lynn, to spend time with you. Do you have any final words of wisdom or encouragement for us?
So just picture it, because if you could chuckled a little and said, how many you have now? And Gino said 53. And Don said, well, how the hell are you going to do that? And Gino said 90 days at a time.
So you can find it where
I think the show was really interesting, Dennis, because we didn't just talk numbers and business and goals and scale and whatever. We talked about real, honest, truth life, just true life. We talked about what our lives are like. We talked about what we want out of life and why we've done the things we've done. And it's more about, maybe the impact that we're having on our families and on our own personal lives and on the people around us than it is money and revenue and scale and leads and, the hustle, right? I think it's really important. If you have a business and you want to build a great life, if you want to do what you love, you want to do it with people you love, you
hear that? Isn't that a great hook? If we use that, he said that after an hour and 4 minutes. Imagine said, did you hear what he said? Like, if you want to have a great life, if you want to, if things that matter more than money and all that, and you want to really connect, then, we talked about this and that. And he talked about what we talked about. That's the most powerful part. That's why you can only record that at the end, right? So I think this is the most important part, Cletus, in the podcast, because yes, he had the whole conversation, and yes, like for an hour, he gave great advice, great stories, all that stuff, right? But at the end, he talked about what he talked about. And then this is what I want to use to promote the podcast, and then use it in ads with his permission, right? Because then we're having him say, then Lynn is saying, and I'm just so grateful to spend time with Dennis and blah, 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 blah. And of course, it's with his permission. So look at what else he has to say.
Have a massive impact. You want to be appropriately compensated, and you want to have time for other interests. And so if you want those things in your life, you should listen to this podcast.
That's an A right there. I'll put in one, and then you'll put in another one, just so we have a little extra for the video team to be able to chop off.
Okay.
Guys, Lynn Askin, you should listen to him, not because he scaled 7-figure agencies and helps other agencies scale, and it's all about the ins and outs and problems that we have as agency owners, but because he goes deeper into really your mission and values and how you connect and how you can build your business to serve your life instead of the other way around. We just spent, I know it was only an hour, but I feel like it was timeless, and I want you guys to benefit from this. No matter what kind of business you have, it's all about people and service and showing kindness. I think you're going to have some aha moments, just like me. And you might even tear up a little bit, just like me. I hope you check out this episode.
Beautiful.
Powerful.
Yeah, it was amazing. I'm so grateful to have spent this time with you. I am sorry. I've been a bad friend. We haven't talked enough.
Perfect in God's timing. This is the right timing.
Hey, look, I know we all get busy and all of those things, but I appreciate the time that you've always given me. Dennis, you've been incredibly kind to me. It's a quality that I admire, that I'm drawn to. It's a quality that I hope I exude. I hope I'm kind to you, and I hope I'm kind to people. And so I don't know. We should definitely connect more often, because this is the best part of my week, and I'm so thrilled and honored to be able to spend it with you.
Anyway, you see the issue, right? You see like what we're trying to get here. So if you have a great conversation, if it's someone that you know, and that sort of, what's that word? Like the empathy, authenticity, the rapport, right, is coming through. And it only takes a few minutes to do that. And we already have all these people that we know that we could interview, that we could talk to, that we could elevate. We just have never gotten around to doing it. So all I do is I just get these people on the podcast and I ask them a few questions and they just basically talk. And then I ask them at the end, why should people listen to this podcast? Who is it for? What's the value? Well, if you're a single dad and you're dealing with this kind of thing, then here's some of the things that we talked about that I went through as a challenge that I think might be helpful for you. If you also are a single dad and you know, everything's all over the place and you need to have a structure and you're trying to take care of your kids and your business and all this might be for you, right? At the end, you see what I'm saying, Cletus? Not at the beginning, you see why that doesn't work?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
It's not like the way you set up the camera and all. It's the vibe that comes through. You know what I mean?
And so you take that section, not only does it go in the beginning, but you also use that. You can run ads to that.
Ding, 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 ding. Yes, repurpose. Many, many, many ways of using it. Not just like I posted it on YouTube and that's it. That's a waste of a great asset. And it's better than a testimonial, isn't it?
Totally.
Oh, well, working with Dennis was so good. He's so smart and his team is so good. Like anyone can see through a testimonial. But you saw like with the way that came through, right? Now imagine you did that with all of your clients and students and people in your community and people in Irvine who are like the mayor. I don't know. Imagine like you did this with everybody. Like, well, think about that. That's what I consider personal branding. Not like, oh, look at my brand new Model X. Who cares about it? It is fast though. That Model X is faster than anything on the. It's crazy fast. Wow. But no, it's what other people have to say. Just let them talk about you. But you need to use this technique. You got to roll. We got to go too. This magic show starts soon. I don't want to be late.